You said the other night that you were surprised at Alexander Isak's fitness. So, what are you thinking in terms of him being able to start this weekend? Even though obviously you did tell us as well that he won't play the full 90 minutes.
No, and I don't think I tell the media a lot the day before the game how we start the game. So we had recovery yesterday. Actually, we're going to train this afternoon. So first of all, we have to see how they all feel. What I do know is that Alex did feel his body more maybe than ever before after the 60 minutes he played. So let's see how he recovered, how he's recovered today, and then we're going to think about the lineup mainly today, and you will hear it then tomorrow.
Has it changed the routine as well because of the game on Wednesday? You're obviously training later today because you usually train a bit earlier than that.
Yeah.
What's the thinking?
That has all to do with the early kickoff on Saturday. That we give them a little bit of extra time to recover, and one of the ways to recover really well is sleep, as we all know. So yeah, we had to play this week 3 games, which is something we have to do a lot. But it's not many times that you have to do this in 7 days. So Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday is not a schedule you see a lot. But yeah, it is what it is, and we play tomorrow, 12:30 kickoff.
Because when Alexander is fully match sharp, obviously Hugo Ekitike can play as a number 9 as well. What are you thinking is the best way to fit both of them into the side? Would you ever consider playing both of them together as a strike partnership, or you thinking Hugo would play more from the left if you're going to play both of them together?
Yeah, I consider, of course, because you consider many things, and it depends always on how well they are doing. So if both of them are in the best form of their life, you even consider more of playing them together. But it's also quite clear that we have a certain structure which has mainly been 4-3-3, playing with 3 midfielders. But the amount of time, the end phase of the game, we've played with 2 9s. That has happened quite a lot as well. Hugo can indeed also play from the left, different than Cody or Rio do this. So yeah, we have, and that's the good thing about our squad, we have multiple options. But first of all, they all have to still fit for me to have these options. And if some of them are not fit, we might have to use them both in a 4-4-2, or that all depends on the form of them and how many players we have available. Because I think all of them are fit now, and I think I can choose between 21 players. So that's quite normal, isn't it? It's not that it's far too much.
And the Merseyside derby, how do you see the City rivalry with Everton? How do you compare as well the current Everton with the Everton that you faced last season?
No, when we faced them last season, they had a very good spell as well, and it wasn't a spell because they just kept on going with that. And into this season again, also, I think they made some good signings. One of them is, of course, a player on loan that was worth 100 million in the past, not maybe still, but someone paid 100 million for him, and he's doing so well for them, Jack Grealish. So good team. Indeed, there is rivalry, but what I also liked, and I want to emphasize in this moment maybe on that as well, what they did when Jogo passed away, coming to Anfield and be there. I think was the captain and a few, and of course they showed their respect on sports director to sports director and all these kind of things. So. In these moments of times, it's so nice to see that in those tragedies, the rivalry is still there, but the respect towards both is also there. So yeah, looking forward to the game tomorrow, because it's every Anfield game is special, but this derby is even more special.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I know obviously the rivalry and respect is always there between these two teams, but I just wonder how you felt being part of this fixture last season, and how it differed maybe to other atmospheres and other rivalries that you felt before in your career.
No, it differed, if that is the right English words to use. What I like so much here in England is that no matter how much rivalry there is between us and Everton, or between us and United, or if we're going to go to Newcastle with the whole Isak story going on, the fans can just be together. So when we arrived at Newcastle, I saw 10 Liverpool shirts, and I saw many Newcastle shirts, by the way, but the 10 Liverpool shirts could just stand in between the Newcastle fans. That is impossible in Holland. So that is something really special what you have over here now, and I hope you can keep this for many years to come. So yes, there's rivalry. Yes, both fans are so passionate for their own teams, but they respect each other as well. And that for me is the main difference, because if Ajax plays against Feyenoord, away fans are not allowed anymore. So that tells you how terrible that situation is. So yes, and it makes it so much nicer if both fans are there. And that's what's going to happen tomorrow, and I hope that this is going to continue for as long as football is played here in England.
Obviously last season it was all first. It was the first Merseyside derby. It was the first Merseyside derby at Anfield for you. This time around it's slightly different. So have you had a chance to sort of feel the build-up in the city to see how people react to this game? Is it a bit different in that way?
Honest answer is no, I haven't seen this, because we had to play Wednesday evening, and that was quite an important game for us as well, and a special game. So then yesterday we did some recovery, you go home, watch a few Champions League games, and now I'm sitting here in front of you. So no, you don't feel this because you don't come into the city and feel what is happening, but we all know how special this game is, and the moment we walk into the stadium tomorrow, or when we arrive with the bus, those are the moments you truly feel what it means to the fans. But we don't even need that moment to understand how important this game is.
Thank you.
Mike?
Hi Arne, how do you go about preparing? It looks like you'll have a few derby debutants in this game tomorrow, so how do you go about preparing your players who haven't played in a Merseyside derby for this sort of occasion that maybe even the intensity took you by surprise when you became part of the Liverpool setup, because it is different, isn't it? I mean, do you get the players to instruct their colleagues, or is it advice from you?
Nah, I've experienced the away game as something different than I've experienced before in all the other away games we've played. But I think Newcastle away felt for me similar as Everton away last season. So it's not for the first time these players play this game, and for the new ones it's not for the first time they play in circumstances where there's a lot of rivalry, where there's a lot of intensity in the game, a lot of tackles being made. So but I think yes, the focus should also be on the rivalry, but it should also be on what we need to do to win that game, and that is being intense, that is winning the duels, but that's definitely also going to be playing good on the ball and playing good when we don't have the ball, be intense. And it's again going to be a difficult game because they have many good players. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Is it going to be like last season when we faced them, a lot of long balls, where this season I've seen them playing out from the back many times really well. Maybe also because they've brought in some very talented and good players that can play both styles. So we have to prepare them for that, and of course maybe Virgil, Mo, these kind of players will tell the new ones what they can expect, but we are not talking about rookies, and it's not like these players play the first time in a full stadium or in the first time in these kind of games. If you talk about Florian, he's played so many special games in his career already that, and I can come up with all the others as well, that yes, it's special, but it's not miles off other special games they've played.
Mo Salah's been breaking records for Liverpool. He's been phenomenal since the day he walked through the door, and he contributes with goals and assists even when he's not at his best. But you could sense maybe the first few games of the season an element of frustration from Mo that he wasn't able to get at his best. But I think we saw maybe for the first time this season he was beginning to sparkle and contribute in an all-round sense. How encouraged are you by that, and what do you think that can maybe add in the coming weeks?
Now, for me, when you are a great player, you still attribute to the team if you don't play well. So many players can attribute goals or assists when they play well, but not a lot of them can attribute something to the team when they don't play well. And with attribute, I mean goals and assists. So they can all always give their work rate. But this is what stands out with Mo, I think, even, and which is normal, especially if you're a winger. It's so difficult to always be creative or always be the player he was at Atletico Madrid. But if he's not that player, which is normal, then he still has goals and assists. And I think that is why the fans love him so much and why he's so highly regarded and respected. Because a lot of players can play good when the team plays good or when they play good themselves, but not a lot can do special things when they are not at their best. And that is what he can, and that's what makes him so special, I think. But I prefer to see him like he was in the Atletico game. He was very much involved. That was also very positive. So the Newcastle game, there was hardly ball in play, so it's difficult for every player to be special. But now we played so many balls to him. He was so much involved, touched the ball so many times. Florian find him so many times. So it was that was a joy to watch, to see him like that. But if we don't see him like that, he's still able to score goals, and that's what makes him special, I think.
Thank you.
Carl?
Arne, hi. The two themes of the season have been scoring late goals and conceding 2-0 leads from 2-0 up. I'm just wondering, on that respect, with sort of conceding the goals, have you seen any similarities between each of those occasions, or are they all individually different in terms of, you know, getting in a position where you're so strong and then letting it slip?
Yeah. Nah. We've only played 5 games, so then it's difficult to see something for the long term in it. So yes, we've twice we gave away a 2-0 lead. Completely different when you see the goals. Against Bournemouth, we were too open maybe. We missed Ryan in that position in the midfield, so they could just go all the way to our goal and score 2 counter-attacking goals. I don't think Atletico scored 2 counter goals, 2 goals from transition. So you cannot compare that, but it's it's not ideal that if you have a 2-0 lead twice we gave it away. So this is something we definitely have to improve. As many other things we have to improve. But the positive thing about it is also that then if we feel the urgency again, we're able to score a goal. But this is definitely something we talk about, that a 2-0 lead, because you can run out of energy or run out of steam towards the end of the season if you every game mentally and physically have to go all the way to the end to win a game of football. So it's never a good idea to keep on doing this, but yeah, if we need it, I still hope we can do it.
Do you think then when you get to, when it gets 2-0 up, there's almost an element of trying to protect themselves or just manage the situation rather than, I mean, obviously you want to go on and score more goals, but at 2-0, is there a risk that I think that it's done and we've sort of...
Yeah, that's funny that you say so, because we got criticised a bit that when we were 2-0 up against Bournemouth, we were still attacking with 12 players in the 18-yard box of the other team. So that tells you that we don't back off, we don't go slower, we just keep on going. And I think that's why we always play at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock for the Champions League and never at 6:45, because everybody wants to look Liverpool, because it's so nice to see them play. They always keep on going. We always keep on going, and they in the past, by the way, as well. With they, I mean Liverpool. And there was the same against Atletico Madrid. We created so many chances against Madrid compared to other games we played this season, that we were not trying to keep the lead. We were trying to make it 3-1 or trying to make it 3-0. And so yeah, maybe we should in some moments be a bit more composed or calm. But I like that mentality that we have.
Hi Arne. We spoke last season a few times about how us in the media can be a bit too fixated on results in comparison to performances, but when there are things that aren't quite as they should be, such as the 2-0 leads, do you find it somehow easier to be perhaps critical with your players internally, at least, when the results are still coming?
No, I don't think media is too fixed on that. I think everyone in football is, fans, players, we're all fixed on results, because if we don't have results, then next week someone else is sitting here. So that's maybe a bit too early. But this is how the industry works, so that's not only the media. But it does definitely help that if you still win games, that you can then also point out things that you have to improve. That 9 out of 10 times works better than when you lose many games of football and you're constantly telling them what they have to improve. So mainly what you do as a manager is if you lose games, then you try to emphasize on the positives as well, where if you lose games, you also emphasize on the positive, but you definitely also tell them what you have to improve. So yeah, it's I prefer the situation of winning the games and then pointing out that we can still improve things compared to losing games and being positive.
Well,
Just check Kees Jones seat and was in the break.
In the
Break, in the squad.
in the break?
in the flag,
Break.
back and ball.
Oh, nice. Is that a Scouse word? Or English. English word. Okay. He's back in the fray. Yeah. In the squad, I would say.
Any more for the breakout? No? Next one.
Cheers, Arne.
Thank you.
Yeah.